Hi, welcome to Sheepish, episode 55. Today is Saturday, April 25th, 2015, and I'm Holly. How is everybody? I know I recorded last week, I'm recording this week. What's going on? This one's going to be a short one though, so yeah, I told you guys I wanted to record before Maryland Sheep and Wool, and then I realized Maryland Sheep and Wool is next weekend. So yeah, so yay. So let's go ahead and there's not a lot going on here. Busy, busy, busy. Um, yeah, not a whole heck of a lot. Sorry, got distracted. Mailman showed up and I saw him out of the corner of my eye. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with what's on the current roster. So currently, still got the same things on the roster. I have not made any progress on the sock yarn blanket. That is actually pulled out and sitting at the end of my desk so I can grab it during today's game because the Caps are playing today. Talk about that later. So that's sitting there waiting to be picked up, or really it's sitting in its bag and I need to pull it out. And yeah. The Molly Brown socks. I have been knitting on these, not much, obviously. I haven't made much progress. So I think last time I was only a couple of rows in. And again, I'm recording this on the computer's built-in camera and it won't focus up close, so I'm holding it back a bit. But these are the Molly Brown socks. These are on Highland Handmaids, and I actually have the label. I put it in there last week. But this is Heather's White Maple Sock, which is 100% superwash merino and about 415 yards in the Khorasan colorway. And this was from the March Color Study Club. I love this. I love the yarn. I love how it's knitting up. The pattern's a little fiddly. I have issues with the pattern. One of the issues that I've got, and this isn't really giving anything away, but she calls for, I'm trying to hide the chart as much as I can. Okay, so that's her key right there. So you see this 1x1 RPC, 1x1 LPC. Now, if you've been knitting a while, you can figure that out. It's not that hard. However, if it's late at night and your brain's not working, I mean, I figured it out, but I wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing. So the abbreviations that she has listed here, take a look. Sorry about the color weirdness there, but there's no 1x1 LPC or RPC. It's just a left cable and a right cable, a 1x1 cable. Again, not a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but if I hadn't thought to look and just make sure that I was doing this, because sometimes people write things out differently. Sometimes they want them done, whatever way. They've got their own little way of doing them, and I'll always try them. But yeah, no, it was super, super easy on that. It wasn't clear. Basically, she's just grabbed the instructions for a 1x1 left leaning cable, 1x1 right leaning cable, and didn't alter them. Anybody who's knitting the sock, beware. Again, I got it. I read the charts. I saw that what they wanted, that purl stitch was moving over, but still. And then also on these 1x2 cables, I'm playing around with them because I don't like the way that the right leaning cable sits. So I'm playing around with it. I only have to do them, well, I have to do them later in the sock. But I mean, in the ribbing, I am about halfway through the ribbing chart. And yeah. So, I mean, I have issues with the pattern. Just, yeah. But other than that, I mean, it's been fairly easy. It does, because it's all twisted twisted stitch cables, kind of kills my hands a little bit, so I can't work on it for very long, but yeah. So there's that. Sorry for all of the clicking. Let's see, what else? And then my second story tee. It's growing. It looks very much the same, right? Right? It's growing. I believe I'm at 21.5 inches, something like that. Yeah, I'm at that point where I just need to knit a few more inches before I start holding it up and seeing where it's going to fall. It is a cotton hemp nylon blend, modal, sorry. So it's going to grow, but it's also going to shrink up a little bit, just a touch, not by much at all. But it'll shrink up a little bit when I put it in the washer and dryer, so yeah. And obviously I don't want to knit this too short or I'm never gonna wear it. And I love this. I love how the hempathy works up. Hempathy does tend to show every little change in, like if you look, you can see all of my tension changes. But the washing and the drying is going to help with that. So I'm looking forward to this. I really wish it were going faster, but I also haven't had a whole lot of time to knit this past week, so it's kind of stalled out a little bit. I mean, it will get picked up. It's definitely not going to be done for sheep and wool. That's the back. I still have a front to go. Yeah, that's not going to be done for sheep and wool. And obviously, neither is the Molly Brown sock. Which leads me to, yeah, what's going to be on the needles. What I used to call the scouting report. My crazy pants knitting. Last week, I asked you guys for some suggestions, and I haven't gotten any. I'm teasing. I really am. For what to do with my hobbly-hoy hand-spun Flight of the TARDIS colorway. And I didn't have it on me because it was over in that pile over there, and I didn't want to leave again. So this is that. It's coming out very much, I mean, it's blues. It's called Flight of the TARDIS. Of course it's going to be blue. You have perfect TARDIS blue. But then you've got these bits of browns and grays and teals. I mean, it's beautiful. And actually, that's pretty close to the color. And there's a couple of places where there's shots of pink in there. Like that. Right there. Yeah, shots of pink. And these gorgeous, gorgeous yellows, which are not the ties, but there's some other yellows in here. And it's beautiful. It needs to be a shawl. This is going to be my crazy pants knitting. I need a shawl. I want to knit a shawl out of this. Right now, the Age of Brass and Steam is top of the list because, well, it seems like it's easy to modify and make bigger. This is about 544 yards. I need to put it on my Swift because it actually has marker. How big? But I believe that I use my 2-yard Swift for this, or my 2-yard nitty notty. Wow, yeah, yes, my 2-yard nitty notty for this. So I recounted the strands last night, or yeah. At 2 yards, I should have about 544-ish yards. Now, I also couldn't remember that if I had if I had 200 or 300 of these. If I have 300 strands in here, well, then that makes me have a lot more. I went with I think it was 244, or no, 272. Yeah. I did the quick math. 544-ish. I'm going to look for patterns that are about 500 yards or so. If you guys have any suggestions, this is knitting. This was spun up. I was doing really free and easy kind of spinning. I wasn't really trying to spin too fine or too thick or anything. So it goes It's a thick and thin. It goes from like a fingering up to, I'd say, a heavy DK, almost worsted, but it doesn't go any thicker than that. But yeah, you can see all of the colors that are in here, and that I need to find something that's gonna do this justice. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I think it's gonna get wound today, so it's in a ball. Yeah, this needs to happen. Yes, this will get me points for the Into the Wool knit along 3, but also Hobbledehoy is going to be at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and I'd like to be wearing something that I spun out of her stuff when I go there. Although, you know, Sheep and Wool is going to be hot. We'll get into that in a bit. Actually, I think we're at that point. I told you guys this was going to be quick. So there's that. If you have any suggestions, please post them in the comments thread on YouTube down here, or well, it'll still be down there on Ravelry in the episode thread if you're watching in there, or I guess still down there. Okay, so it's all down here on the blog and on the show notes. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'm probably going to look through Ravelry later tonight and tomorrow so I can cast on and have something hopefully done. I really am not smart by taking on these projects the week before Sheep and Wool. I did this last year as well. I figure a shawl is not nearly as crazy pants as my Liesel. That's debatable, I know, but I figure it's not. So, yay! Happy, happy, joy, joy. So yeah, it looks like we're 12 minutes in, and I've already covered the current roster and scouting report, because there's nothing on the alumni roster, really. Nothing. Nothing at all. So I guess we're up to what's making me happy. This seems like it seems like I'm missing something, you know? It seems, but whatever. Whatever. Anyway, so what's making me happy? Well, there's a little something different going on here. You might have noticed. I had a bang trim earlier today. I had a class. I actually graduated. I made new knitters and sent them off into the world this morning. Hooray! And they all seemed very excited, and they were signing up for the next class and getting started on projects. Yeah, that's exciting. So I graduated a new group of knitters this morning, and after that I had a bang appointment. I went to the salon around the corner, which I absolutely love, and if you are in the DC area, I have no problems pimping them out. If you are in the DC area, in Alexandria, Arlington, whatever, Salon de Zen on Fayette Street, on North Fayette Street in Old Town. Lucy is who I go to. I love her. I've gotten so many compliments on my haircut the last time I did that, and I had the long bangs, and I've got some layers going on in here, so, and I'm wearing my hair down a whole lot more, which doesn't usually happen. So yeah, Lucy, awesome. But yeah, so I got this done, and I'm getting used to it. I'm kind of playing around with it now. I went from the side bang to the full bang, so we'll see how that works. Let me know what you think. They're gonna grow, so I figure that if I didn't like them, or if I don't want to deal with them, soon enough they'll be long enough for me to like sweep to the side. So my hair grows quickly for some reason. Some of it, like this, is kind of stagnant right now, and I'm okay with that because it really doesn't need to be down to my butt or anything. Secondly, if you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't follow me on Instagram and want to, it isn't open. It is open. I haven't locked it down or anything. Because why? Because it's mostly knitting. Mostly. I posted on Instagram last night that I got me a little Prezi, because it's been one of those weeks. You know, that week where everything just either it crawls or it goes wrong or, yeah. It's not like everything went wrong this week. I mean, in fact, a lot of things didn't, but it just seemed like I was putting out more fires and dealing with more things in addition to everything that I'm already doing. Just in general. And the playoffs have not been helping that. So I decided I needed a little Prezi. A lot of you have seen these on Instagram. A lot of people are taking pictures of them. They are my Converse Chuck Taylors, or really Converse All Stars, but they're in the US we just call them all Chucks usually. And they're knitted. I got the charcoal gray, which is really like this beautiful warm gray marl. It's like gray and almost brown and cream all together. So I looked at these. I looked at the red ones. I opted for the charcoal ones because I'm going to get some good use out of these. And I wore them today and people noticed and it was awesome. I wanted to wear them and break them in before Sheep and Wool. Because yes, I will be wearing these at Sheep and Wool. So love these. If you'd like a pair and you're just seeing them now or you saw them and you weren't sure, because these are part of, I guess, their winter line from last year. Macy's has them. Macy's.com is where I found them. But I actually got them in person at one of the local Macy's in the area because I use, like, they've got like that little, see if you can like find in your area and you enter in your zip code or whatever. And they happen to be at 2 stores in my area in my size. So I ran and got those after work yesterday. Also, the fact that I worked an almost 12-hour day yesterday, yeah. I deserved these. But they are on super sale at Macy's. I saw them on like shoes.com. I didn't click over in the link, but they're full price there. I saw them listed on a couple of other sites, but they weren't available. Because again, end of season. So yeah, Macy's, $29.99. Check your local stores. I love them, and I wore them with hand knit socks today because it's a little chilly. Well, chilly for this area at this time of the year. I mean, this time of the year is really weird weather-wise anyway. Which leads me into Sheep and Wool. Yeah, this time of the year can be really unpredictable in this area for weather. In the last couple of weeks, we've gone from 70 to 80 plus degree days down to 30 some degree nights. And, you know, the last couple of days, it's been a struggle to get out of the 50s, which again, I know that my friends up north are like, whatever, that's still warm. And yes, I understand it totally is. But here it's a little cooler. So yeah, so Sheep and Wool is next weekend. Let me open up the Good Weather app because I've got a couple on here. So the 10-day forecast. Let's see if you can see that. Okay, so Friday, 72 degrees. Yay! Saturday, 73 degrees. Okay, this is getting all. And Sunday is 77 degrees. So it's proving to be a beautiful weekend coming up. So like I know that I told Monica this. I'm sure that Monica told Christine and Heather, you know, this. Bring layers. Dress in layers. Because in the mornings it can be a little chillier. You're probably going to be like, this is warm and balmy and spring. I understand that, and you can make fun of me all you want. But yeah, you know, bring a couple layers. You can always go back to the car and take them off and, you know, change. But yeah, so Sheep and Wool is next weekend. I am so excited. I get to see some people that I haven't seen in a while. As of right now, I checked on my class for next Sunday. I still have 2 people. I have 2 people in the class. I think 3 now, because I think one of my beginning students signed up for that class. So we'll see. Sunday doesn't look promising, which makes me a little sad, because Silly Fruit was going to be there on Sunday, and normally Abnormal Knits is going to be there on Sunday, and I'm going to miss them both. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so there's that. Michelle and I are going to go up. We are super excited. I'm just excited to be able to spend some time with her because she's been busy and I've been busy. So, yay! Sheep and wool, the sheeps and the wools, they make me happy. We'll see how I do about not spending money at Sheep and Wool. Apparently the yarn shop, there's a yarn shop in Frederick called the Knot Shop, and they're having an indie dyer trunk show. And they've got a few different ones. I can't remember. I think Duck Duck Wool is the one that I really wanted to see, so we may head over there after we're done at the fair, at Sheep and Wool on Saturday. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, but that should be fun. That should be a lot of fun. I can't wait. There's a lot of squeeing going on, mostly internal. Yay! And finally, what's making me happy, you guys should, yeah. It's Stanley Cup playoffs time. We're getting to the end of round 1. Yay! My boys, my Caps, have come back. We tied everything. We tied the series up at 2 on, last Friday. No, last Friday or yeah, no, Tuesday. And then on Thursday, which was our last game, we won that game, so we are leading the series 3-2. We're going into today's game, which is at 3 o'clock, and I'm trying to get this recorded and uploaded before then. We're gonna see if that works. But if we win today, we've made it into the second round. I'm hoping we win today for a number of reasons. A, I'm hoping we just win. B, I'm hoping we win today because I have a bracket on NHL.com and I predicted that we would win and we would win it in 6. I would like the points. I would like the extra points because I kind of bid it on the Rangers and the Penguins. I thought the Penguins were really going to come back and they didn't. And that makes me sad. Only because I'd rather face the Penguins than the Rangers in round 2. You know. The Rangers are hot right now, and that makes me nervous. Not like we haven't done it before, but... So, yes. Excuse me. My nose. So, playoffs. Yay! That's happening. So, that game's at 3. I will be camped out in front of my TV with copious amounts of knitting and beer. Because that's just how that goes. I'm really, really hoping that we win it. If not, it goes to Monday. Game 7, if needed, is on Monday, and I'm assuming at 7 o'clock. We'll see. 7 or 8, something like that. Hopefully 7. Games that are done later just kind of throw off my whole schedule. Especially when it's on a work night. So anyway. Which means I believe that round 2 is going to start on Wednesday. They haven't officially announced that, but that's because they need to have more people get through the first round. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Because like I said, it was going to be short. I've been doing the short ones recently, and that's not so bad. It's not so bad. I kind of touch on what I need to touch on, and I'm good. If you guys have any questions, you can always email me, sheepishpodcast@gmail.com. I'm slow about responding to people, but I usually get around to it. I am on Ravelry. I don't do this enough, so I am on Ravelry as Knit Girl, spelled conventionally. I am on Instagram as knitgirl726. I am on Twitter as Sheepish Podcast, but I really don't use that a whole lot. It's mostly to announce when the next podcast is up. So when I upload this, it'll send out a tweet from that account. I have a personal Twitter that is locked down right now because people from my work keep trying to follow me on Twitter, and that's just gonna be, yeah. Plus, that's kind of where lately I've been doing a lot of the hockey ranting and raving. So, yeah, if you actually follow me on my real Twitter, on my personal Twitter, God bless you. I've been trying to be better about not putting it all on Facebook, because I realize that not a lot of my friends, I mean, a good amount of my friends do, care. But the majority of them don't. They love me and that's good, but no. So yeah, I am actually I am superstitious. I am so superstitious. I am dressed for the game in the same top, the same sweater, and the same jeans that I wore on Thursday. And this sweater was also worn on Tuesday with a different white top, because that seems to be a winning combination. Same jeans though, because these jeans are perfectly broken in and they're comfortable. And yeah. So awesome. So yeah, we'll leave it there. Have a great week, everybody. I will record at some point after Sheep and Wool, probably not on Saturday. We'll see. I mean, well, if I do, it would be more of a iPhone recording and just going, hey, and then splicing things together. I don't foresee that happening, though. We'll see. Anyway, have a great week. I will see you next time. Keep spinning, knitting, crocheting, and stitching on. Bye.